Time to empty another container of potatoes to see what we get. This one is in quite a small container and they're called Picasso, which is a main crop. But if you look down, you can see this plant's had it. All the foliage is dying back now. These shouldn't be ready for harvesting just yet, but it's been a strange year. We've had way too much rain, and basically these plants have now getting up, so we might as well empty the container, see if we get anything from it. So we'll get these tops cut away first. There's not that much to cut away really. We'll get it tipped out. Definitely don't want that in there. This is another one that's full of wood lice. But is there any potatoes? Oh, that's a good start. A few small ones again. And then really tiny ones that we like to boil up. But we are getting a couple of good sized ones, which is great. Just put my hand in seed potato. And a bit, see if there's out else. We've still got one or two more. It's a weird shaped one. There's definitely not loads, but we have got some. A lot of small ones again. Yeah, that's a lot for this container. Well, it weren't best harvesting world, but we did get some, and we got a couple of nice sized ones as well. That being the biggest one. So still not bad. I'll give him a quick weigh just for records, and we'll see what we got. It doesn't look like we got a lot of potatoes from that container, but those wooden containers are only 24-inch wide, and they're only a foot deep by a foot wide, so not a lot of compost in there. So getting some out of such a small space is still a good result. But one thing I did with that container that I've not done with any others is we planted those seed potatoes, and then I filled it up with regular garden soil. I didn't use compost. I just dug over a bit of garden out there that was spare ground, and then filled that container up with that to see how they'd get on. And they don't seem to have done any worse than any other containers this year. We've been averaging a couple of pound up to as best, which was 7.2 pound. But there's definitely not been much in way of consistency, except for the ones that are between 1 and 2 pound. So let's see what these are. So we're on pounds and we're on zero. 1.86 pound, so not bad really. Nearly 2 pound of potatoes from a very small container, using just regular soil from garden. So it basically cost us nothing to grow. There you go, 1.86 pound. So again, I think not a bad result. If I can just fill up little containers like that, get a couple of pound of potatoes out of each one, I think that's a good result. And we've got some quite big potatoes in there as well, so they're going to be perfect for this weekend's chips. There was something else that I noticed on my way up garden today, and it's in the greenhouse just across from us. and it's definitely time to do something about it. I'll show you what I mean. That's that cucumber plant that we've been getting loads of cucumbers off all season long. But I noticed something else, because I've been paying attention to a lot of plants around the garden, and I haven't checked this one for a week or more. If we just have a look in there, there's a massive cucumber on it. It's not quite ripe yet, but it's a right good size. But when I look behind it, I also saw that one. Really big cucumber, and it's completely ripe. So we've got to take that one off and give that other one below a chance at ripening. How good's that? A massive cucumber. And it's only been just over a week since we last checked this plant. But that's not it. If I go right back at this plant, there's another one. And again, it's ripe, ready to go. Let's take it off. So now we've got two. But when I had a look a little bit deeper, I noticed that one as well. Another really good size one. And behind that, there's another one trying to ripen. And we'll leave those to grow on a bit more and let that one fully ripen. And the best way I can do that is to just lift it out and rest it there, because then it's going to get maximum sunlight. What a result that were. Two really big cucumbers and perfectly ripe, ready to go. But what were even more amazing about that is that we hadn't checked that plant for 2 weeks at the most, and it's now got 5 cucumbers growing on it, and they're all really good sized ones like that. So as always, take these off, let those others ripen, and we're going to get a little bit overrun with cucumbers, bit luck of it, over the next couple of weeks. So we'll have to maybe pickle some more, and we have got a video on pickling cucumbers on his cooking channel, and it's the exact same process when it comes to pickling courgettes as well. So if you're interested in seeing that video and how we'll preserve things like this when we start and get too many to eat in a couple of weeks, there's a link to the cooking channel in the description. So pop over there and have a quick look at those videos, because there's loads and loads on there showing you all different ways that we'll preserve all the harvests all the way through here. And just before I go, thank you very much, Serenity, once again, for that super thanks payment that you did yesterday. Really kind of you, really generous, and we'll put that money into us autumn winter projects. So thank you very much for that, Serenity. Really appreciated. I think that was the last of those small containers what we just emptied, but we have still got 3 quite big bell pots, and they've all got sarpomyra in them. So it's going to be interesting to see what's in them over the next week or so, because I'm going to have to empty them, because the last one we did, it had a bit of scab on it. So I'm a bit worried about that spreading or digging deeper into those potatoes and potentially ruining them. So if I don't empty them all, I will be emptying another one. And fingers crossed it ain't got scab, which means I could leave them a little bit longer if I wanted. But first sign of any, I'm going to empty all 3, and we'll clean those potatoes up, and then we'll blanch them and we'll freeze them. So at least then we've secured ourselves a little bit of food for the future. If you're not already part of the channel and you want to see what we're going to be doing over this weekend, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.